I want to talk about how you're using your arms in your swing. Uh, the arms are the part of you that move the farthest, they move the fastest, and your hands are at the mercy of your arms, kind of like the headlights are at the mercy of where the car's going. And I want to show you with this video how you can use your arms to get the most speed from your engine, kind of like the wheels on that car. Because I think if I stick with the car analogy, most people get things mixed up in their swing where their gas pedal becomes their steering wheel. And I'm hoping that this video can shed some light on the role of your arms, considering they go the fastest, that the best players move them the fastest, and where you can get them from A to B to C. So I'm going to ask you to make a swing where you go all the way around you from one side to the other to make this club go as fast as you can. I want you to take it from all the way over here and make it swing all the way to this side. I don't want you to think about where a ball position might be yet. I want you to just make the club go as fast as it can around you from side to side. And you're going to notice that's the first feeling of getting the arms to work their way around you. Now, if you went back down here to where the golf ball would normally be at 6, and you pretended it was at 4, and you tried to feel like you made that same swing, but the output or the release was over here at 4, you'd feel something different. Just like if you changed it over here to 8, and you made a swing where the club went all the way around you, but the release point, or the hit point, if you want to call it that, was out here at 8. You'd make a different move depending on your intended output. And so what I challenge you to do is to make some swings like that where you feel that the club works its way around you from side to side and let it ground out at the bottom. I'm not saying hit the ground. I'm saying get your arms to go from one side to the other, bringing the club with it, and let the club hit the ground. And what you're going to notice is that you now have a bit of a intention with the arms and a finish line with the arms, and the club just doesn't go where it goes through impact. You know, swing plane is a big thing that we talk about in golf, and it's mostly referred to with the shaft, the plane of the shaft as it goes down. But you could almost consider that the arms have their own swing plane, that the arm has to cross your body and come back down somewhat to where it started as it goes around your body this way. It goes from being in front of you to across you the most, back to in front of you on its way behind you. So it has a big range of motion it's trying to take. Same thing with this one. It goes behind you. It goes back to straight in front of you on its way out to over here. And so the more we can get the idea that maybe the arms swing on plane, you know, you've probably seen it where golfers get towels under their arms, or they put tees or gloves under their arms. All that's doing is it's trying to keep the arms working somewhat more on a on plane scenario. But I think that golf has had this idea where into the golf ball, your arms and club kind of go where they go after your natural release. And I would argue that that's your natural or normal release is what's making your arms go that way and affecting your ball flight. And I think that if we try so hard to control the first half circle in the swing, trying to get the backswing so perfect, and then there's the downswing stuff, trying to get this half circle perfect, what about working on the forward side of that circle this way? Trying to ensure that the arms can go in front of me again, right? Straight in front of me, somewhere past the ball. But that's not the end of it. They have to go on their way across me. And I think that there's too many golfers in their swing where their arms are too far behind their body turn. And then the next thing we have is that the club gets stuck behind them. But if we focus on the club, sure, it's going to look that way. But if I took a look at it from this perspective and you've seen that my torso is running away from my arm, it's not so much that the body is out of position. It's more like my arm hasn't got the idea that it has to go around me this way. That speeds things up. Having a finish position is going to speed up your motion on the way through. So you can think of it like it's your arm plane going from across and behind, across, behind, right? And then from there through the shot this way, where we have it across, and behind. So if we can keep the speed idea or concept that the arms have to go around our body to create the most speed to the club, and then from there, we kind of line up that idea with where the ball is, you'll really notice how much the arms have to do their thing. Now, this is where the how you use your feet can become very important. Until you can line up the arms and the club and strike the ball well, with that, using your feet might only throw things off. And one of my favorite drills I've ever used is having the ball in front of my front foot, my right foot out of the equation, and from here, just making a swing and hitting it out there as far as I can without falling. When I can hit that shot 80 to 90% of my total distance that I could hit it, it shows me how a shift in things is less important than the shifting required to maintain me in one spot. So we can really get a good idea of working our arms fast on that right arm plane I talked about by stabilizing ourselves on one foot. Now, I'm not saying that how you use your feet when they're both on the ground aren't important. That's very much going to dictate whether the top of you can stay where it is, because if one side overpowers another, that's usually where the head starts to tilt at the top. So the standing on one foot exercise just gives the player a sense of being steady and still while the arms work their magic around the torso. And then when that starts to get comfortable, if you feel that you want more out of things and you want to shift around, it's not a problem, because it's just about maintaining where you get to over the ball. The more you shift, the more you have to shift back. Further to this drill, standing on one foot, it does teach some stability, and the stability in the swing is more about you being able to hold yourself still using the brakes rather than trying to get you to move more using a gas pedal. The stability in the swing is very important, because you can't be cruising around in a Civic pretending you're a Ferrari without knowing when and how to use the brakes, because the brakes are really going to affect the performance of everything. And in movement, we call it stability. Standing like this and being able to stabilize yourself and not letting things move around and not letting the upper body move around, and being very up and down, if you call it that, up and down or stacked. From here, being able to get my arms to go around me really encourages not only the inside up and in backswing, but the down, out, and forward follow downswing. And then from there, all the way through, forward, up, and in the follow through. You'll notice that when you do this and you keep yourself pretty steady, things end up all the way over here across you, which was the name of this whole video, is being able to get your arms to work themselves around you for the most club speed. And after that, line it up with the golf ball.